Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be tuning in. This is Yonks, and very excited here as I normally am when we're doing a live stream. This is the first in a series 0 to a 100, and we're here on March 14th, 314. Happy Pie Day to everyone. Did you eat some pie today, Coach or Tyler?
I did not eat no pie today.
Well, you're just not honoring Pie Day. I'm
Did you
thinking.
did you do any math problems, Coach?
No, no math problems, but I ate some Hostess donuts, if that counts.
Hostess with the mostest, that might count. All right. So anyway, we're here to build in public as we like doing, and I actually have my anything LLM window open, and I'm just creating a context broadcast here. Um, for some reason, it said appreciation. I'm not sure why that it co-host appreciation, special thanks. Um, this was a bonus episode to the additional to bonus addition to the inaugural episode. Look at that. I don't know how much detail that it's got on here, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and send that over to you both via Signal on DM in our We Own AI Sanctuary group. So here is the context broadcast for tonight, and we're broadcasting right now, I think, on 7 different channels: YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X. And seven, I just mentioned four. Well, we have several different brands in play here. And we've got Yonk's Team as a personal brand, and then P Token, our ecosystem flagship brand for everything of value. And tonight we're going to talk about 0 to 100. This is our launch strategy for our launching We Own AI. And here in March, early February, we're focusing on a very interesting niche: advisors. And specifically, we're wanting to talk to advisors that have maybe suffered burnout. And I know that myself, as a former IT professional, I am so burned out on IT. You could never pay me enough money as an employee to sit behind a keyboard and be a keyboard jockey. Do you want to talk any, Tyler, about your burnout around the financial space?
Yeah, it was just one day you realize that your company is solid and your products are good and they're just like all your competitors, and just realizing your life is boring and you're not really making a ding in the universe by selling another Me Too product. Even though it's a good product, it just doesn't matter. And I wanted to do something that mattered.
Yeah, and that's a very compelling thing. Is that's one of the things that we're baking into our ethos, is really elevating. And I like there's a trend, especially that's endearing within Web3, is public goods. And this is more of a technology twist around on-chain blockchain technology combined with nonprofits and social endeavors. And one of the things that you may hear me say from time to time is I self-identify in 2026 as a social entrepreneur, formerly a serial entrepreneur. And I love making observations. One of the observations that I've made is that some people have a negative tilt or stance towards serial entrepreneurs. Not going to unpack that, but social entrepreneur is definitely more endearing. And with our cooperative ownership ethos, we unquestionably have a very strong social aspect to our ethos. So I'm actually, let me fire up the screen share here again. We're building responsible agentic AI using anything LLM, and I just threw in a prompt: review agenda for 0 to 100. So this is our season 3, episode 41. And for anybody that may be wondering, hey, what's up with the season 3, episode 41? If this is your first episode in this live stream series, well, I love interweaving little things very intentionally. And one of the things that is very endearing to our ecosystem is a season connotation. We are now in season 3, hence S003. And that started 41 days ago. Today's day 41. Season 3 is a 17 week, which is approximately 4 month time frame. And that's something that we're going to roll on a 4 month basis. So we're going to have 3 seasons a year. Season 3 started February, March, and then we've got April and May. Those are the 4 months. And then season 4 is going to start on June. I'd have to take a look at a calendar, what day, first day of June, what week that is. But anyway, let's take a look at the agenda. So, open, intro, recap. We did a little bit. How about yourself, Mike? Give us a little bit of share of any burnout that you may have had.
Oh man, a lot actually, because I've worked in so many different like niches, like for instance, auto body, mechanic, telephone work was a real burnout because sometimes I would do like 80 hours a week and yeah, it was just constant. So, and then loss prevention, that was burnout, sitting there watching people on video and just knowing you're risking your life for, not really that much money. So, is it worth it? So, different, it's obviously different than what we're focused on, but it's still burnout and I've definitely experienced it.
Alrighty, thanks for sharing that, Mike. And getting back to our agenda here. So, we're going to review now the 7 step journey. And I may ask AI what is 0 to 100 here in a minute. Let me actually do that because just out of curiosity to see what it gives us here. What is 0 to 100? And while it's doing that, like one of the other things too that broke down is current segment. I created a 7 step journey here. I'm not sure if there's any steps that are missing, but this is a real high level thing. Um, that it's bro and it really changed or elevated, simplified, whatever, as far as the steps and a title and a connection. So, step 1 is discover awareness. And this is where we're looking to do a webinar marketing strategy that's primarily going to be geared at promoting our burned out advisor retreat bundle. We'll be unpacking that a lot more here in future conversations. And the bundle that we're looking to do is we're going to be offering that right around 5 grand, specifically at 48.88. And then another thing that we do, and this is in the best practices and then the compliance category, is that we have a KYC. KYC stands for Know Your Customer. As I mentioned, we have a very strong cooperative ownership ethos. And one of the things that we're doing here is that we will be onboarding functionally independent agency owners into our ecosystem. Not That's out of scope to unpack all of that right here. The next step is to deploy AgencyPRO, scale growth, and then own the cooperative. So anyway, let's actually see what it gave us here on what is 0 to 100. Definition. 0 to 100 core definition. 0 to 100, the public journey from zero agency owners to 100, building live every step. And this may change here to co-op members instead of agency owners. Let me actually do a better understanding of that here real quick. Better understanding, more below, context below. update. Let's do update 0 to 100 and just change this to the public journey from 0 co-op members to 100, building live every step. So the funnel, the journey, so there's a decent amount of information. What daily live stream series, and we are committed here to doing a daily live stream. We don't have the date and time finalized. I've been finding that this 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time works well. That's going to be a conversation to see here. We'll get that finalized by tomorrow evening as far as what this next week calendar looks like. Get these scheduled on Luma. That way that whomever wants to participate, they can get that added to their own calendar. So duration 1 month. This is very strategic because in 1 month from today, on April 14th, we're planning to launch our Kickstarter campaign for the We Own AI book. And not going to unpack what the We Own AI book is, but this is kind of like our pre-launch window where we're primarily looking to onboard independent agency owners, AgencyPRO owners, in this 0 to 100. 100 cooperative members is the goal. So build in public, transparent, accountable. Then it's talking about and it's got you, Tyler, as a bonus co-host. It's primarily going to be me and Mike, and we'll see how much, Tyler, you love participating in these conversations. I know that you've been a cornerstone in our build in public historically. And this is something that will really get elevated, I think, with anything LLM and our collaborative agentic AI workflows that we're building in with CCC botnet through FedArc, our federated architecture. So in the process of publishing, I still haven't finalized the document review process to publish Project 38, which is the 0 to 100 project. That's going to be an evolution. I'll circulate that to you, Mike and Tyler, for your review. And then here we go. Y0 to 100, build in private, launch when ready, polished marketing, raw, real, unfiltered, corporate pitch, two guys building cooperatives live, audience customers. And this is something too, Mike, that we should get like one of the channels that we're not live streaming to right now that we should. And this is a Flows Bros opportunity is Twitch. So this is something that we should absolutely secure a Twitch channel, probably for P Token if we don't have that brand, and for also Flows Bros. I don't know if we have really any brand collateral right now around Flows Bros. It may make more sense to just create some tags on there. We'll talk about the Twitch channel or not. I think that we definitely need one, maybe two Twitch channels as well. With our Restream account, just so that you know, Mike, as far as I know, we can multi-stream up to 15 channels. This would probably be a good opportunity to review which channels that we're live streaming to and see if there's any ones that make additional sense to live stream to as well. So here we go. 0 to 100, transparency, community, content, and accountability. And I want to just take a pause to our OG co-founder, I am Lotus, who just joined. Happy Saturday to you, Lotus. Good evening. Just going through the agenda here on Anything LLM. But would you like to chime in? Any thoughts? Like, one of the things that we shared as a part of our intro is burnout and some personal experience that you have, maybe, Lotus, with burnout that you might want to share with us and the public audience here.
On a professional level, burnout is very real. That's all I can say because I was in healthcare years ago and policy changes and, a lot of things. It's for real. And that's why I shift my journey into being an entrepreneur because I felt like I was not in control. That's the main thing.
I love that, and not in control. I think that a lot of people that have a job where they have to show up every day, do their TPS reports or whatever to collect that check, if they've been doing that any amount of time, it's absolutely natural to experience burnout. And one of the things, and this is something that I've talked to Tyler about, we're on the brink here. Like one of the goals that I have in the next 30 days is, or the next month, because this is our month 0 to 100, is to spend at least $10,000 in paid marketing to get the pipeline filled up for the Kickstarter campaign. And as I've been saying, one of the goals with what we're doing here with 0 to 100 is to create the proverbial money printer. And the reason that I love the money printer label is you don't have to know anything about AI, and you just ask a random Jane or John Doe, hey, bro, or whatever, girlfriend, if you could have a money printer that was legal, would you want to have a money printer? And you start asking that. I would. Here's a money printer challenge. Like here in the next week, and we'll do a follow up a week from today on Saturday, and log each time that you ask a question to somebody. Hey, have you ever heard of a money printer? Hey, would you like to have a money printer? Let me know what that is. This is the money printer challenge that for the next week. And how excited are you, Lotus, about your own money printer? Oh, I see a mic open and closed.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Uh,
yep.
I've been waiting for ages. No, just kidding.
Well, the money printer dialogue is new. I don't know how long that been talking about the money printer, but one of the fun things that we're doing, and this is something that I need to make sure that we've got codified in anything LLM, because I'm getting ready to do a governance document cascade. Not going to unpack what all that means, but our FELG culture: fun, earning, learning, and giving. And this is another like litmus test. Like quite honestly, if somebody's not interested in all four of those things, fun, earning, learning, and giving, that's kind of a red flag to me that it's probably not my person, not my tribe, and like I'll find somebody else that I want to spend some time with that aligns on those four things. So anyway, looking here, does anybody want to reflect on any of the stuff here on the funnel? How do we get to 100? Um, this isn't intended to be detailed. It's supposed to be pretty high level. This is all something that's getting documented. Uh, but yeah, like what is your thoughts on any of these topics here, Tyler, Mike, Lotus?
Pretty excited what this is, what we're offering is really different than everything else that's out there. So Jason and I just got back from Future Proof, which was a conference in Miami geared at forward-thinking financial advisors and financial institutions. And we weren't a vendor there, just participants, but it was really interesting talking to a lot of the vendors and a lot of the other participants and realizing everybody is interested in being, quote unquote, future proof and figuring out the right tools that they need. And overwhelmingly, what we're offering is so different than what else is out there, and that's part of what I'm excited about. And just all the problems that it actually solves. It's not just a slightly better version of something that was a slightly better version of something else. It's it's something that it's the first thing that actually integrates all the problems at the same time and provides one uniform solution for all these different challenges. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, speaking of which, Tyler, do you want to add any reflection to like how many Me Too products did we see around AI and bringing context into advisors' clients there at Future Proof here that we just got back from in Miami Beach, Future Proof Citywide?
There were definitely some interesting solutions there. I just don't know that any of them were super unique. And some of them were a little funny. I don't want to name any names, but I met somebody who was building a privacy forward wrapper on ChatGPT, which by definition is not privacy. It's owned by a company called OpenAI, which has not private as the default. So I thought that was kind of funny. The other thing that I'm realizing is most of the solutions, even if they were a good solution, they were only solving one problem. So maybe they were solving something around research or something around note taking or something around client touching. I didn't see anything that was saying what are all the problems that you have, which are you probably have one or more of an operations person, a salesperson, a research person, an event management person, a client service person, this person, that person, and what would it look like to give all of those people 40% more time or maybe prevent you from having to hire the next person on your team because you could carve off so much work out of your existing team. I was actually talking to a guy on the plane on the way home who happened to be at the conference also, and I said that's what we're building. We're building this tool that can make and return calls and texts and send emails and help with research and help with marketing and help with all these different things. And you just tell us what you want it to help with, and then that's what we build for you. And he just kind of lit up like a Christmas tree, and he said, "That's amazing. I've been looking for that solution. I talked to all these vendors, and nobody's providing that." So that's pretty encouraging. And to be able to sit on top of institutional grade tools, to know that we're actually going to be able to deliver what we're delivering is pretty exciting.
It is. And one thing that is absolutely certain, it doesn't matter who the solutions provider, but I have never seen anybody talking about a cooperative ownership ethos where you're actually a owner in whatever. Most businesses are a much more traditional VC backed business model where the founders are pursuing venture capital. And that's one of the things that is very, very different about our ethos and alignment is cooperative ownership. So, anyway, one of the things here that I wanted to ask, is, and this is something that we talked a little bit about, I am Lotus, is the scheduling for next week. And we'll finalize this, but right now I'm kind of thinking that this time that we're doing here tonight for this next week will work. How do you feel about this time, us running this time next week? I am Lotus, Monday to Saturday.
I am okay with that as long as I know, ahead of time. Uh, Sometimes I don't check my signal. That's why I was late today. But yeah, this is good. If I know what time, then I'll be able to apportion that time for the meeting.
Yeah, so we'll get that locked tomorrow evening and get the full calendar for this next week. But this is something that Tyler and I are in alignment around. And one of the things that I'm really excited to work with Mike, Coach LFG, our content maestro, is taking these episodes and really elevating our content game through a strategic multi-purposing where we use AI to slice and dice and repurpose the content and create platform specific posts for this. And that's something that we'll work with here, Mike, probably tomorrow evening to get dialed in for this specific episode and then get you the template, the formula, so that you can rock and roll with each of these episodes in a timely manner this next week. We're going to turn you with AI into a content machine, bro. Are you ready?
I'm beyond ready to be a content machine. I just want to be a machine.
Hey, well, you're gonna have some and document, iterate, automate. I don't know how many times that I've said that in conversations, but it'll become a lot more clear what that looks like now that we're all clipping on the same page with using anything LLM. And I gotta say, like, I'm absolutely jamming on this dual agent or dual LLM model, so much so that I'm likely going to elevate it to a quad LLM model perspective. Full disclosure, Tyler, it may elevate the cost of the open router spend a little bit, but
You
you
know me, I'm
already
always
have,
up for writing a check.
what's
Bring it
that?
on. Said, you know me, I'm always up for writing a check. Bring it on.
Well, you have a good appreciation though for the tweak that we made last Friday, how much that it reduced our open router spend though, right?
Yeah, and the craziest thing is that I'm realizing how much it makes a difference in the back end, what actually got reduced and what didn't, and what functionality got changed and what didn't. And yeah, so anytime you can spend 99% less and keep most of your functionality, like I think it's a good thing.
I don't think that it's 99% less. And this is something that we can potentially, I don't think it will make sense at this stage in the game as far as from a dev cycle standpoint. But Open Router does have APIs. We do have a capability of getting a lot more. Because, like, one of the things that I'm certain of is that there probably weren't too many other people on the team interacting with anything LLM. And I've been very busy on the keyboard jamming out some documents here. And that's the primary thing that I'm doing. Going back to what I just said, document, iterate, automate. Like right now, I'm trying to get all of the stuff out of my brain, but then also use the technical expertise that I have as my decades over a generation of technical expertise to elevate our responsible agentic AI through best practices. So actually had a pretty substantial architecture, governance architecture change to our documents here that I just published here today. So one of the things that I was planning to do, Tyler, is just chunk out what the open router spend was for this activity. So that way we have a very clear understanding of like, hey, this batch of governance documents that were created today cost this much in dollars in token spend. And I think that that's valuable information.
What could we talk about what LLMs the three you're talking about?
Yeah, so let's actually just take a look. I'll fire up a screen share here, and this is actually another content opportunity is to elevate the documents on let me find where it is because this is one that I'm very proud of as far as creating was our responsible agentic AI workflows, and I believe that's under a guide here. Yeah, guide 12. So let me do a screen share here when this comes up. And still looking for a project. So one that I just published here today. Okay, so I found this document that I just published today talking about our governance individualization. Not going to unpack what the individualization means, but right now, these are our two LLM models that we're currently using in anything LLM. Right now, I'm still the only person that has access to Meta Agent. Here early as a part of our dual Meta Agent strategy, Project s003ep041, we're going to be deploying another meta agent. I may even deploy that here tonight. But so these are the two LLMs that we're using right now. We're primarily in the big switch that we made a week ago Friday was from exclusively using Claude Opus 4.6. We have been using Claude Opus 4.5 since the first of the year. And then pretty much as soon as Claude Opus 4.6 dropped the first week of February, we switched to Claude Opus 4.6. Well, 4.6 is more expensive than 4.5. And this is really where we saw the spend go up. And then when more people on the team started using that, and we're currently exploring more sustainable solutions around self-hosting Quinn 3.5. I'm not going to unpack what that looks like, but one of the other LLMs that we were evaluating last Friday, Mike, was Llama 4 Maverick. And then I briefly evaluated GLM5. I really liked GLM5, but it didn't really make sense for our day-to-day operations. It's not a model that we
How
can
about
self-host. Go ahead.
have you checked out Sonnet 4.6? It's another Anthropic.
Yeah, we can add that to and that's actually a good recommendation. And I'll do that because right now I'm planning to create an elevated because anyway, I'll create the meta agent expansion strategy as more of a pilot for myself here this next week to see if there's anything of value out of this process and to see what it looks like as far as doing what it costs from a cost standpoint. And I'll work on getting that documented so that this pilot is effective as far as showing what's working, not working, the cost, and stuff like that. So anyway, getting back 0 to 100. We've only got 10 minutes left. I don't know if there's really anything else that we need to talk about right now. Let me take a look. I'm going to stop the screen share here. And this is actually a good opportunity to see if there's any questions and answers from anybody that's watching on the live stream. And that's actually what I'm going to check right now is to see if we've gotten any questions. But while I'm doing that, do anybody on the Zoom have any questions? Anybody? Anybody? Tyler, Mike, Lotus?
I think this is really exciting. We're moving so much forward, and I am excited to get this thing in the market, which should be very soon. So it's been great to use it internally, and pretty excited to have something to share with the world on that.
I'll piggyback off that. Yeah, I'm super excited about what we're building. Especially being able to see from the ground up something developed that I believe is going to be really special here in the short future. So let's go.
Indeed. And just taking a look, we did have some views on X and on YouTube. Give us some social love. I'm actually going to share the link for the YouTube here in the channel now. And that's another thing. Oh, one of the other things too, Mike, that we can do from a content standpoint, and this is a circular image, is myself, Tyler, and Lotus, the three of us are OG fans of a POAP, an NFT. And this is actually something I'm not sure if yeah, I want to do a POAP. Let's pick that up here after this conversation, Mike, and we can work on getting a POAP image. This is another fun thing that we can do to elevate, to create a digital memory of this particular episode. Season 3, episode 41 of 0 to 100. So, that being said, does anybody else have any final thoughts before we bring this to a wrap here tonight?
I want to know what everybody thinks of my thumbnail that I made for tonight.
Did you all see that, Lotus?
Yeah, looks great.
Did you see it on the Luma event, Lotus?
I probably didn't notice. I'm so sorry.
No,
Can't
no
notice that you
worries.
can't notice that beautiful picture of me and Yonks? Oh man.
Which one?
Yeah.
Here?
Show her, Yonks.
What's that?
Show her.
Okay, let me find it here. Oh, okay, yeah. Here's the thumbnail. So he did a video thumbnail and a square thumbnail. So this is the
Yeah.
video thumbnail.
Okay. I didn't know you called that a thumbnail. I'm not. Yeah, it looks awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
My only feedback is that the black here at the bottom, I think would be better in a white font. And that's and we'll see, because it may make sense to have more connotations around we own AI. But we'll pick that up here offline and see, and that's something that we can get some feedback from as well. But great job, sir. Meme Lord title incoming. We'll have some more conversations as far as what that can look like. We're gonna have some fun with Zora. As you know, Mike, I've been wanting to elevate the experimentation with Zora, but I'm really excited to get back on track with our Build in Public roots around this 0 to 100 live stream series that we're talking about. And this is one that we must adhere to because, like I said, I'm wanting to spend $10,000 minimally in advertising. And one of the things that I don't think that I mentioned is my vision for what is the money printer is quite simply like you put $100 into the money printer and out the other end comes $150 or $200. And on our book club this morning, $100 million offers from Alex Hermosi, he talks about in his book where he puts in $1 and out comes $36. That's his track record over a long period of time because he does some high dollar offers and he's really good at elevating the ad. But our goal here is $1 in, $1.50 out, or $2 out. And it'll be very interesting to see what those numbers are, and absolutely excited to substantiate what those numbers are. Because anybody that's watched Shark Tank, you know what they talk about. Know your numbers. All right. I stopped the screen share. 5 minutes. Any closing thoughts? Otherwise, we're going to give 5 minutes back out of this hour of time slot to everybody here on Saturday night.
I was gonna mention, remember I told you I was in a different group in Circle, and they were teaching how to sell, how to market uh, either your course or your consultancy and all that. And they do it in tiers, like there should be a free thing, uh, and then a paid thing, and then the higher level is uh, what you mentioned. What is that?
Yeah,
What
and
they,
there's
yeah,
I like to call that a value ladder, and
yeah,
value I
yeah.
think and that's one of the things that we're calling, and we're actually going to call it like the bundle that we're going to be doing is a value stack. But that's absolutely something that we're incorporating ourselves, Lotus. We're not gonna do like if somebody wants a free tier, like that's where they can tune into Flows Bros or whatever, because like we're gonna be dropping a lot of knowledge how that we're personally getting amazing results with responsible agentic AI using anything LLM. So that's functionally going to be our free tier. And then in our value stack, one of the things that we're going to be doing, like any marketer that's worth a grain of salt should talk about building your email list. Email has unquestionably the highest ROI. It's get the big need and opportunity for builders, entrepreneurs, whatever label that you want to put on it is curating a high quality list. Tyler and I, in our pursuit of value, are going to be offering Yonks Team Inner Circle. That's going to be $1 a month. We're not going to charge $1 a month. We're going to say, hey, if you want to join for the Yonks Team Inner Circle for a year, it's $12. So that's going to be one because I have a very simple belief. Like people can throw $12 out the window even if you're a minimum wage worker and not feel like you have to like, hey, it's 12 bucks, what do I have to lose? The next one that we're going to be offering here in 0 to 100 is here 1 month from today, March 14th, 1 month, April 14th, we're going to be launching our Kickstarter campaign. Our Kickstarter is campaign is going to be for the We Own AI book, which is going to be a $47 a year subscription. For anybody during this 0 to 100 this month, well, they'll have the opportunity to lock in that membership during the pre-sale for the We Own AI book instead of $37. So they're going to save $10 a year by saying yes now. And then moving up the ladder, $37 a year. Then we're going to have We Own AI Lite, where we're here for 0 to 100. We're only going to have available 100 slots, which is going to be split between 40 Agency Pro and 60 We Own AI Lite. We Own AI Lite is going to be $47 a month. And then the Agency Pro via the Burned Out Advisor Retreat Bundle is going to be about 5 grand at 48.88, and that's going to be the value stack bundle that's going to have a whole huge value stack. And one of the things that we're actually going to be offering is an exclusive benefit. And this is just something that got cemented today that's kind of been ideating a little bit is these first 40 Agency Pro. One of the exclusive benefits is that they will be able to get first chance opportunity into Yonks Prompting Academy, which I'm going to start in season 4. Season 4 starts on June. And I'm going to charge $1,000 a month. One of the benefits that people will get is unlimited Zoom access to me as an Agency Pro Yonks Prompting Academy. So this is where people are going to pay for access to me. But then the other benefit is that we will schedule 1 or 2 weekly masterminds where those of us that are super committed as Agency Pro owners, where we're really going to work on getting our independent Agency Pro via anything LLM elevated to rock and roll. So assuming that I sell out Yonks Prompting Academy, that alone is going to add an additional 12 grand of revenue to the Yonks team budget on a monthly basis for season 4, June, July, August, and September. And part of the reason that I'm doing that is I view ourselves as playbook architects. I'm wanting to build a playbook as the grandmaster coach that other coaches can apply within their own business. And you think about like the value, I don't know what that's going to come out to. Like, let's say it was 2 hours a week, 8 hours a month. That means that I'm going to be making over $1,000 for each hour. And there's probably going to be a little bit of prep time, maybe an hour. Let's say that it takes 3 hours a week, an hour of prep time to do the 2 1-hour sessions. So that's basically going to be me making $1,000 an hour, 12 hours, 12 people, $1,000 per person. So Very, very excited about Yonks Prompting Academy. But what's even more exciting is that we're positioning that as a benefit for people to say yes to because we're creating scarcity. And this is straight from the playbook, $100 million offers. And on that note, I see Lotus has a mic open. Did you have any more thoughts, Lotus? Or are we calling this a good night here on Saturday?
Good night, everyone.
Yes, thank you, everybody. We'll be back for our next episode on Monday. We'll get that scheduled tomorrow. Bye.